we're back again. Hammers polls, player ratings for Jake from West Ham unofficial, and we're on the clock, so let's get to it. Jake, how are you, mate? Just tell us your quick thoughts about yesterday and the season in whole, and we'll get going, mate. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm good. Got over school on air. I'm so all good. But yeah, I mean, yesterday we secured. I think I said on my show before the game, a nice, calm, just no issues, no controversy, nothing. And someone said, yeah, you'll never get out of West Ham, and we got it yesterday. I mean, Southampton had a few chances early on. Fabianski made a good save because Kyle Walker-Peters was kind of tearing Cresswood apart on that side, but yeah, it's massive to get Europa League, and I saw your West Ham Fan TV interview it, and this is what it means to fans, and yeah, absolutely fantastic.
I recommend anyone don't go and watch it because I was an emotional wreck last night, I must admit. But let's get this going. First of all, I'm going to start between the sticks with Mr. Fabianski. Give him a rating out of 10, Jake.
Yeah, I think he's had. I think the only real bad thing that I can think of that's happened this season is obviously the catch thing at Newcastle. But other than that, steady. I mean, injury. I mean, he got. I think he was out for that Man City game that Randolph came in, and obviously for that West Brom game as well. So injuries are creeping in more regularly. I think that's 4 times he's been out now this season. With doing the same thing pretty much, like doing his groin. I think doing a goal kick. But yeah, solid in my opinion when he's been there, and he's a very decent and reliable goalkeeper. So I'll give him a 7.
That's fair enough, mate. Mr. Randolph, he's come in a handful of times. He come in against West Brom. He come in against Man City. He's what do you think of him, mate?
Yeah, he's been alright. I think he's come in for some of the Carabao Cup games earlier on in the season as well. I think, yeah, he's done alright. I'll give him a 6. I mean, we haven't seen loads and loads and loads of him, but he's an alright backup for now for me. So yeah, no real mistakes. I mean, people perhaps would say that Mateus Pereira goal was probably his mistake. I don't know. I'm not going to lay the blame on anyone for that. But yeah, I'll give him a 6.
I agree, mate. I agree. Mr. Kafal, first season, 5.4 million. What's your rating?
Yeah. I'll go straight up with a 9. I think he's been superb. I mean, that first game, I was surprised he went. When I saw the team sheet for that Leicester game at the start of the season, I was surprised to see him come straight in there. I really, I thought I saw him sign, and it said £5 million. For he's just going to be a backup. But he went straight in, and oh my God, what a player! It would probably be a 10 if he would have got a goal in there. But to be honest, I don't really care because he's mainly a defensive player, and what a player he's been this season defensively. And as the season's gone on, he's got better offensively as well. He's got better putting balls into the box. Whether it's for a header or along the ground, like we saw against Southampton. But yeah, fantastic 9, and let's hope he can reach new strengths next season. Hi, Tom.
Tom's in the house. He's shouting out European tour, and I totally agree with him. Next up, Mr. Fredericks.
Now, I know you're not the biggest fan, James, but I think when he's come in this season, especially when he comes off the bench as well, I like it when he comes on, because perhaps sometimes this season we've lacked a bit of pace, and he injects that bit of pace in there. Not much else, but just getting us just getting us up the pitch and just having a bit of pace on one of those flanks. I really, really like. My performance of the season was that Aston Villa away game, Jesse Lingard's first game. He came in, and him and Soufal kept British quiet down on that side. And yeah, I think he's done really well when he's came in this season. Obviously, he started the first couple of games. Obviously, defensively, he's not fantastic, but he just takes us up the pitch, which is refreshing to see, and with a bit of pace. I'll give him a 7.
7 for Fredericks. Ben Johnson.
it's a hard one, this one, because I like to see him come in there, but he just can't pass the ball. He needs to go out on loan somewhere for a season, perhaps in the Championship. His passing, I think, did he start against Man City? I can remember, and he couldn't pass a simple pass. And it was so frustrating. I know he's young, and I know he will. Like
he has been playing though on the wrong side though, Jake. Like he has been playing on the left-hand side, and he's right-footed. So.
I mean, to be honest, that is a good point. And I mean, he's been put in midfield. He's been just chucked anywhere and everywhere. He's been a decent backup. I can definitely see there's more to come from him. I'm edging between a 6 and a 7. Obviously, I'm not going to give a 0.5 between a 6 and a 7. I'll give him the benefit of a doubt. No, I won't. I'll give him a 6.
6 for Johnson. Mr. Cresswell.
I'm going to give him a 8. I think this has probably been his best season in a West Ham shirt. Towards the back end, I think teams have worked out that the way to break us down is to long the ball over the top. If you've got someone quick running at Cresswell, you're going to absolutely batter him. And Kyle Walker-Peters did that against Southampton. So he does look a little bit vulnerable there. So perhaps somewhere we need to look to strengthen in the summer perhaps, or maybe next year, who knows. I think he's still definitely got a year left in him. That back five really does suit him, but I don't like the back five. I like it when we do a back four, in my opinion. But yeah, a really decent season, and eye-opener for Cresswell as well, what David Moyes has done to him. So yeah, I'll give him an 8.
Masuaku.
Another one of your favourite players, James, but
It certainly is. Yeah, go on, mate.
It's difficult because he's been out most of the season, hasn't he? When he's coming, yes, he's got that bit of pace. Obviously, he can't play as a left back. When he's in that left wing back position, he's all right. He does inject a bit of pace and some attacking mentality. Between a 6 and a 7, I'll give him a 6. Same as Johnson, I'll give him a 6. Decent backup when he's there, I suppose. But yeah.
Craig Dawson.
One of my favourite players. Big Craig Dawson. God, this is difficult because I don't want my love for the player to get more than his performances, but they've been pretty good. Let's be completely honest. I'm going to give him an 8. I think when he's coming, yes, he's had the odd mistake and he had that little patch, but the only reason that happened, in my opinion, is because he didn't have Angelo Ogbonna by his side. When Angelo Ogbonna's there, we saw it from when he came in that Southampton game until the FA Cup game where Ogbonna got injured. They are a class partnership, and I feel we've definitely got at least another season if he continues like this in the first team. Him and Ogbonna have got a fantastic partnership in there. I think I said 8. Fantastic. Yes, we had the Newcastle. Yes, that probably. I mean, I did look at the table and I realised how close we actually were in the end of Champions League football. I'm just gonna have a look. But I thought we were 2 points, and that 2 points, that Newcastle game. Yes. People will say
away,
it's down to Dawson.
Arsenal.
Yeah. People will say that, it's down to Dawson that we ain't got a Champions League. But what I'll say to that, because I like the man, is how many points has he saved us this season? When he's been in the side, he saved Diop against Burnley, that goal and that goal line clearance. He's there, interceptions, headers that nobody really takes any notice of. That he's there, and he's just so crucial to us, and he saved us a lot. He saved us a lot of goals being conceded, and he's just a rock. He's a no-nonsense defender, which is what we need alongside Angelo Ogbonna. So perfect, not quite perfect, but a very good player this season.
8 for Dawson. Right. Ogbonna.
I've got to give him more than an 8, haven't I? So I'll give him a 9, Angelo Ogbonna. A shame that he got injured, and I still don't know how Anthony Martial didn't get sent off for that challenge, because that was horrific in my eyes. I've seen a lot less challenges, a lot more, that's all right challenges being given red cards in this season compared to that Anthony Martial one. Let's be real. But when he's in that side, he's the rock of our defence. He organises things. When he wasn't there, when Diop's there, we looked disorganised. Diop didn't really know what he was doing at times. I thought he looked a bit shaky, Diop. But Angelo Ogbonna, yeah, fantastic. A 9 for him.
9 for him. Diop.
Oh dear, this is the player that I didn't, that I'm not particularly looking forward to rating because I don't know where I am with this man. Yes, he's young. Yes, he needs time, but I don't know. He's looked a bit shaky. He's been all right. Some games have been fantastic, but he just looks a bit shaky in there. And I'd completely rather have Dawson and Ogbonna in there if they're going to keep up their form that they've had. He doesn't get in. He doesn't get in front of any of those two, in my opinion. And I feel like there's always a mistake in him. Yes, we've seen mistakes in Dawson, not in Ogbonna, but I just feel he's always, when he's playing, he's always got me on the edge. Like, it's difficult with him. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and give him a 7. But yeah, he's young. He's still got to learn quite a bit. I don't know where I am with this man. I really don't.
Yeah. Mr. Balbuena, he's leaving us now. Been here 3 years. What's your thoughts, mate?
Yeah. I mean, when he's come in this season, I thought he was really hard done by in a way to come out. Because Balbuena and Ogbonna before Christmas were having a really good partnership in there. Obviously Dawson came in and he hasn't had another sniff since. I think barely at all. But yeah, he's done all right when he's been in there. So for that reason, I'll give him a 7. Before Dawson came in, he was pretty decent alongside Angelo Ogbonna.
Mr. Rice, captain, leader, inspiration, best DM in the country, probably one of the best DMs in the world, or will be the best DM in the world. What's your thoughts on him, mate?
Yeah, captain, leader, legend, Declan Rice. Now, he would have a 10 if he didn't get injured. I know that's not his fault, but he did miss a little bit of time. I'll give him a 9. Fantastic. It's scary to know that he's only 22 years old, this man. He's exceptional. He's the first name. I'm convinced he's the first name on that team sheet in the Euros, in my opinion. He's so crucial to that England side. He's so crucial to West Ham. And, we've very much missed him. Souček's missed him. Every single player has missed having Declan Rice in there when he was out. Absolutely fantastic player, and I'm excited to see what he can do in the future because the lad's only 22. I mean, he still hasn't hit his peak yet, and he's played over 100 games for West Ham. Exceptional. Yeah,
I agree, mate. 100% with you there. Mr. Potato Salad.
I'll give Souček an 8. His goals were crucial, in that period where we were, winning 1-0 and scrappy wins. His goals from corners were very, very crucial in my opinion. And I mean, I don't know what it is with him. He looks tired. He looks knackered after about half an hour, but he just keeps on running. A machine in the middle. Absolutely fantastic. I'll give him an 8. I mean, he set a really high standard in terms of goals in the first half of the season. Not quite as many in the second half, but a fantastic player in that midfield. So 8 for him.
Robert Snodgrass. He left in January. He was here at the start. He's been here. He left. He's gone to Villa on loan. Come back. Now he's gone for good. Give him a rating, Jay. Not of this season, but as a whole at West Ham.
All right. What a player! Love the man. His dedication to the club and every single game when he played for West Ham, he put 100% on that pitch. And what he's done for charities as well, what he's done for Isla, him and Mark Noble, absolutely exceptional. But on the pitch, I mean, not the most talented player in the world, but West Ham, we like these players that are hardworking, put everything on the pitch. So I will give him a 7. Fantastic servant for the club, and always liked him.
Mark Noble. He come in when Rice was injured. He's played as a number 10. What do you think, mate?
Yeah, we all know he's never going to be Declan Rice. So I think he's done okay. whilst he's been in there. He's had a few cracking games, I'm going to say. Some games are the games just drifted him by, which is what we expect. I'll give him a 7. Obviously, next season is his last, and that'll be emotional. At least fans will be back in the stadium for that. But yeah, I'll give him a 7.
7. That's fair enough. I think he's done all right myself. Mr. Lanzini, polarising character. People saying he ain't done enough. Some people say, you know what he is now. What's your thoughts, mate?
10 for the goal against Spurs, 10 for that game against Burnley, but overall this season, I mean, he's really, after that Burnley game, he's probably put some thoughts into David Moyes and David Sullivan's mind. You know, let's keep this man. We can't really afford to get away to sell many players. Obviously, get Yarmolenko out the door. We'll come to him later on. But you know, that goal we will never forget. Any of us will never forget that. I just wish I had my reaction to that on camera, and I wish many West Ham fans did as well. But that Burnley game, really, really good overall this season. For those two kind of appearances and those two incidents, I mean, yeah, he's done all right. I'll give him. I'm in between a 7 and an 8. I'll give him a 7.
Well, I agree with you, yeah. But I'll tell you what, if you'd have seen my reaction, it was a thing of beauty. Trust me. I think I woke up half in the street, but that night when I just went absolutely into one. But yeah, he's been a great servant for the club.
Yeah.
Mr. Fornells, Pablo.
Yeah, this man, he frustrates me, but he didn't yesterday, that's for sure. The man frustrates me, and just the way that he can't string simple passes together. Sometimes he does the hard work, and then he just needs that final pass, and he just frustrates me. Obviously, he's the workhorse, and that's why David Moyes puts him in the team pretty much every week. And scored 5 goals this season. Not fantastic. We could do with more. I'm going to be completely honest with you. And two of them came yesterday. And for the, I don't know how many games played, 25, 30 games this season, only 3 goals from an attacking midfielder. I'm going to say it's pretty embarrassing. But people will say, oh no, he's more of a defensive midfielder. No, he's put down as an attacking midfielder, and he needs to assist goals and he needs to score goals, and that's what they need to work on in the summer. In terms of a rating, I will give him between a 7 and an 8. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because of yesterday. I'll give him 8.
8 for Fornells. Jared Bowen.
This man frustrates me as well, but not as much as Fornells. Jared Bowen, he hasn't set the world alight this season, but he's done okay, in my opinion. I think he scored 8 goals and 5 assists, which ain't bad. Better than Fornells. It ain't bad. Obviously, we could. He's been played on the right. I think he's been played on the left. He's been played as a 10. He's been played as a striker. He's been played pretty much everywhere in those attacking roles. Yeah, he's done all right. He hasn't set the world alight. I'll give him. Because I gave Fornells an 8, I've got to give him an 8, haven't I? Yeah. Maybe I went a bit high for Fornells there. Maybe I should have gave him a 7.
Mr. Lingard. Coming January.
10 games, yeah. First 10 games, 11 out of 10. The last few, not fantastic at all. So to even it out, I'll give him an 8. Fantastic. That first 10 games has got us into Europa League football. There's no messing about. His goals, I think he scored is it 9 or 10 goals, I think. He's just, his impact as well. I mean, solo runs. He's won us games. He's got us goals, and that's all we asked for. And I don't think I've ever been so wrong with a player coming to West Ham. I wasn't so against it, but I really thought it was just a last gasp, just rubbish signing, in my opinion. But I mean, how has he proved me wrong? Flipping heck. But yeah, fantastic half. I mean, he was always going to fizzle out, but still fantastic for him.
I agree with you. Mr. Ben Rama.
Here we go. Wow, this is difficult. This is difficult because he hasn't had a. I mean, what surprised me, he did have a fair run of games in the side, but it's not been consistent over the months. Let's be completely honest. So it's hard to rate one these players that aren't getting in the side. 2 out of 3 games. and things like that. Fantastic goal against Brighton. He hasn't set the world alight, I'm going to be completely honest with you, but he's just got that bit of element. You just know that, if he's on the pitch, he can make anything happen any second. I'll give him a 7. That goal, I was so happy when he scored that goal for him. He's come close many a time, but let's hope he can excel next season, and David Moyes can't put his name David Moyes has to put his name on that team sheet.
And when you look at it now, that point against Brighton was massive.
That Saeed Benrahma goal was massive.
Yeah. Sebastian Haller left in January. He scored the winner at Sheffield United. He got the equaliser against Palace. He's won us 4 points this season. Give him a rating, mate, for his time at West Ham.
Oh, James, why have you put this man in there? Oh, dear, I don't know.
I'm cruel. I'm evil.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that goal against Sheffield United, he's got talent, the lad, but as we keep on saying, and I mean, I haven't said it for a while, he doesn't fit the system. He never did fit the system, and he never will fit the system. Now he's gone, winning trophies off at Ajax. Goodbye. Thank you very much for your time at West Ham, but perhaps we should have kept him until the end of the season just for a bit of backup. But at the time, I thought, get him out. It hasn't worked. Get any money we can for him. A massive loss on him, but we weren't going to get much more for him. Let's be completely honest. In terms of a rating, I mean, he's won us 4 points, as you said, I suppose, but it's just some games he just looked disinterested. He didn't help himself at all, and he just got criticism after criticism after criticism. I don't know why I put that in there, because I'd say criticism 3 times, and that's hard to say. I mean, it's difficult. I'll give him a 7. I don't know. That's hard, James.
That's hard. Yeah, this is what it's all about, and now it's going to get harder. What's the Yarmolenko?
Now, I saw Charlie did his last night. I haven't watched it yet, but I'll be interested to know what's the lowest. I mean, I expect West Ham Online gave him a low rating, but what's the lowest? Because I'll get lower.
Oh dear, 4, I think.
All right. I give him a 3 then. I'll give him a 3. Oh, honestly, get the man out the door. I mean, that fantastic moment against Chelsea last season, I'll never forget that. But that game, the one game that really annoyed me about him was that Stockport away game. He didn't look interested. He didn't care. He was just, plodding his way around, like trying to not get his socks wet, I think. And no, thank you very much. You're not a proper West Ham player. Out the door straight away. He's got to go in a summit. If we can get £5 to £8 million for him, I'd take it. And I'm sure we take him to the. I'm sure we take him to the airport as well. So wherever he's going, whether we go back to Dynamo Kiev or whether we go elsewhere, I don't know. But yeah, an okay servant. I believe a Pellegrini signing that hasn't worked under David Moyes. I mean, he does more step overs than I think he does step overs more than he breathes. But yeah, I'll give him a 3. That is going to be the lowest rating, because James, he is a Ukrainian donkey.
Jake's rant is over on Yarmolenko.
I'm calm now.
Antonia.
Yeah, that we don't know how much we miss him until he comes out of that side, in my opinion. When he came off yesterday, we missed that presence up there. When the ball comes to Boeing, it just comes straight back again. When Antonio gets it, he holds it up. He gives the defenders a rest. He's a massive vocal point. That is what we need in this side. And his hamstrings, yes, they're bad, but when he's in the side, it is worth it, because he just when we're under the cosh against some of these sides, big sides, he's just there to hold up the play, and he's got to play. He's got a bit of pace as well. I like the man. I think he's had an okay season. I'm just gonna have a look at some of his stats. But yeah, I mean, not he hasn't set the world alight because he's had a few hamstring injuries. But yeah, he's had an okay season, and very much like Aaron Cresswell, I think as well. We don't understand how much we miss him until he leaves that side. I'm just going to have a look at this season and how many goals has he scored. 10 goals this season, which ain't bad. 26 appearances, 10 goals. I mean, for a striker, it could be better. but he's not really a striker, is he? But yeah, massive physical presence that is so crucial for us in our attacks and in our team.
So what's your final rating, mate?
Oh, I didn't give a rating, did I? I'll give him a 7 or 8. I'll give him an 8. We're all going on a European tour. I'll give him the benefit of that 8.
What's your rating on that?
Moyes and the backroom staff. Sorry, my phone. The telephone's gone off. So if you can hear that, apologies. I mean, the backroom staff I think have got to get so much credit. Who's in there? Paul Nevin, Kevin Nolan, the other geezer, I forgot his name. All of the rest of them, credit to them. Kevin Nolan especially, he because obviously West Ham player, West Ham legend in some people's eyes, has really worked on some of those players at corners, which has been so crucial this season. And they are really working wonders on specific players and on a whole team together. And I'll give the scout for this season a 10 as well, and that's Thomas Souček. But yeah, to give a rating to Moyes and the backroom staff, I mean, I'll give him a 9. I think Moyes, I'm going to say it now, we would have got Champions League if he would have been a bit more adventurous against a side like Liverpool, that Brighton game, and the Manchester United games. If I'm being honest with you, we would have got Champions League football. But anyway, I'll give him a 9.
GSB summer and winter transfer window.
So, summer transfer window. Let's have a look. Grady Dean Garner left. Who did we bring in the summer? I mean, it was Soufal, wasn't it? That was in October. I suppose you call it the summer. I can't really think. I mean, a few players left, but this is hard to say because
we signed Souček, Dawson, Kufal, signed Ben Rama on a loan. That's it, basically. Then obviously in the winter transfer window, we got Lingard on loan. We made Dawson's loan permanent. And we made Ben Rama's loan permanent.
Yeah. I mean, Grady Dean Garner. That was a massive uproar about that. And some fans are saying, now to be fair, it's probably good business because he hasn't set the world alight over at West Bromwich Albion and going back down into the Championship now. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, the winter transfer window as well, bringing Jesse Lingard in a revelation, bringing Souček, Soufal, these players, which are David Moyes, not GSB. I don't know if we're rating kind of his recruitment as well, because I'm sure these players like Soufal, Lingard, David Sullivan had nothing to do with that. But if I were to give it a rating, I mean, there's that bad, I suppose, that bad one, but overall, really, really good. I'll go with an 8, but I suppose that's the David Moyes, not Gold, Sullivan and Brady.
And finally, best performance of the season.
I said it earlier on, actually, and it's the Aston Villa away game. West Ham 3, Aston Villa 1. Moyes masterclass tactically wise, doubled up on Jack Grealish down on that side. Fredericks amazing, Soufal amazing, slotted into that 5 at the back. Lingard absolutely fantastic. Ben Rama, I think it was Ben Rama, Fornals, Lingard, Antonio partnership, sublime. Everything just clicked. As I loved that game. That was my favourite game of the season. I mean, there's many to go up with. I suppose the moment for the Lanzini goal against Spurs, the Wolves game, the Leicester game towards the start of the season, the Spurs home game where Jesse Lingard scored. I'm sure there's more, but I'm going to give it to that game because I thought that game we were superb. Absolutely superb from Moyes and from the players.
And that brings an end, mate. And we've got it done in just under half an hour, which is even better. I want to thank you, Jake, for coming on today, mate. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you coming on and giving me your time, mate. And any final thoughts, Jake, before we wrap it up, mate?
I'd like to say thank you to you as well for coming on my channel. Pretty much every single time that I've asked, it's definitely helped out the channel a lot. Doing shows and streams, you've helped out massively. So I'd like to say a huge thank you to you. And yeah, a fantastic season. We're all going on a European tour. I mean, I don't mean to be a downer, but I'm going to make a video in the summer. Do you think that the Europa League could be a hindrance for us playing Thursday, Sunday? Do you think if we don't bring in enough players, we're gonna find it really, really hard in the Premier League? But we'll worry about that next season. We're all going on a European tour.
That's right, Jake. Don't worry about it now, mate. Enjoy the summer. Get some sunshine. I mean, a nice bit of cognac, like when you're about 18.
Nice bit of transfer news as well. Nice bit of transfer news. Signings,
it,
all that jazz.
That's it. It's all about the signings now. And I do agree with you. It's down to them now. Do you know what I mean? It's down to the owners of this club. Moyes has done miracles, as I said yesterday, and he needs help now. So, yeah, I want to thank everyone for watching. That's Jake's player ratings for this season. We've got through it in quick time. He's got other arrangements. He's got a bake a cake for his mum because it's Mama Cox's birthday. Happy birthday from me and everyone at Hammers Polls. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll be back soon.